And one night I was watching a movie, and it was an old movie, old B movie from about World War II, and all of a sudden I connected the dots. I understood what had happened to me. And the movie is about about the South Pacific. And in the South Pacific during World War II, there was so many islands that the United States did not have enough troops to station garrisons on every island. So what they did is that they would often parachute in a guy whose job was to be an observer. And he would set up a base camp, and through radio, he would keep in contact with the U.S. fleet and watch for Japanese troop movements and ships. And this story's about a guy who did that. But on landing on the island, the radio got screwed up. And so he's setting up his camp, and he's trying to get the fleet, and he can't get this weird kind of static and stuff, and he can't get nothing. He's completely cut off. And so he goes about the business of surveying the island and building his camp, and then one day he's coming up over this sand dune, and there's the whole Japanese fleet. And they're coming towards his island, and he panics, and he runs back to the camp, and he's hitting the radio and screwing with it and trying to get the fleet in, because it's desperate. And he can't get nothing. And he remembers, he thinks, wait a minute, there was a manual somewhere. And he starts digging through this duffel bag. In the bottom of the duffel bag, he pulls out this manual. And he starts reading the manual, and it starts describing the symptoms of the radio, the weird static and all the stuff that's going on. And then it gives him some tests to try and some things to do. And it leads him into finding this tube that's been knocked loose and resetting it. And all of a sudden, there's the fleet. There it is. And the reason he couldn't get the juice, or couldn't get the power from the message, the deal from the fleet, was not because he was a bad guy or he played with his knobs too much or none of that stuff. It was just simply that he had a broken receiver. And I started to get, that's it. That's the deal. God has always loved me. God is crazy about me. God exists to give me his grace. But I got a broken receiver, and I can't receive it. And I think that's why people will die of alcoholism with absolute faith, knowing God's there. But they can't access the grace because they're blocked from it.